Yeah, I am wearing a beanie when there's literally a palm tree right like behind me. Today I wanted to talk about some self-care ideas, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't really call them that way, but well, because it's not the type of self-care that you have already done. So I don't know if these are habits, but these are things that you can do in order to feel better when you're blue. Ah, that rhymed, huh? To be a kid again. Yeah, to be a child once again. Even if that means not acting your age. Because, going back to those scenarios, that time set, that state of mind, enjoying the things that you once did, perhaps going to a toy store, to a bookshop, I don't know, whatever thing you used to do when you were little, whatever hobby you used to have, whatever foods you used to eat for lunchtime, just remake that all together as if it was a film, except I'm very sure this one won't be bad. Just try all those things again. No matter if you get looked at funny or weird, it doesn't matter, just, be carefree like a child again. And do the things that you used to do in your childhood. They don't have to just be memories. You can always go back to that, not only here, but, physically to materialize it. All those memories that you have, just make them another way of venting that isn't just cursing and calling your friend. This is for the people that don't have anybody to call. Obviously that's not me, as always. I just say situations for other people. But, yeah. Just write letters. I don't mean romantic ones, okay? I know that I already gave up. Like, that's something very old-fashioned and people don't do it anymore. Whatever. But just write letters for friends. Even if you're not going to send them, write letters for people that you dislike. Write letters for people that make your heart be torn apart, and never give them to them. It just makes you feel better because it's not your thing anymore, it's on the paper. And you're secure that someone has it. Because like when you vent to someone, yes, that person will give you reassurance, it will give you safety that they know your side, they know your version, they know your thing, but they might forget about it. And then you feel the need to tell it to another 100 people so that they agree with you, and like, it becomes reinforced. But when you write it on paper, especially addressing that one person, it's like you're having confrontation, you're having closure, you're having safety, you're having all these emotions at once that, interacting with a friend wouldn't give you, because, I don't know, you just feel like a friend is just doing it because it's a friend. Like supporting you because it's a friend, but in here there's no supporting. In here you're just stating the things that happened. They could be good, it could be reminiscing in a good friendship, an old friendship. You want to remind yourself of the friends that you had, and you're having a good time because you are valuing so much all these details that back then you didn't know about, you didn't really pay attention to. But if it's a bad thing as well, you just take the weight off your shoulders, I guess. No, but seriously, like, it's somewhere else, and you can always keep that paper, and you can read it, and you can say, hey, this is how you make me feel, and you don't need to ask someone else, like, was it really how that happened? What did I tell you? What was my version of the story? How did I word it? Maybe I exaggerated. No, you wrote it on the paper, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you just let it out, because sometimes you might not be able to say that to that one person. So you just let it out, and it's somewhere, and it will stay there forever, and it sounds very haunting, but it's not. It's really... Say thank you more. Honestly, like, for real, especially to staff. Like, not just to be a good person, not just to be kind. No. Here's still win-win situation. Because life's a transaction, baby. So you gotta know how to make your business. I love free food. And I, as a customer, expect a smile when I am treated. In here, in my home country, like, people are quite... customer service is not a thing, like, they're not that trained. But, if you can still tolerate that and make them smile, like, that's just... Or maybe you don't, because, like, they're just some cold-ass motherfuckers. Like, yeah, I get that sentiment so bad, because it's really bad. Like, sometimes people who are serving you, some waiters, staff can be quite you just don't stand them. But at the end of the day, a staff member, it could be you in your part-time job at college or at school or whatever. Like, it's you. Do you think they want to be there? Sometimes they don't. They hate it in there. They don't hate you. They just hate their current situation, and it's not their fault that they're in there. Maybe most of the time it's not. So you can make someone else's day. And if they work at a restaurant, they might give you an extra thing. Like, heck, do you know how many things I've gotten for free just because my voice turns into this, like super loud and squeaky, and I get a little smile, and I wear this type of clothing at my 18s, and I look like a child. I get a lot of free stuff for that, especially on Kids Day. I get to have balloons. I get to ride in ball pits. I get to have free popsicles, free ice cream, and all those goodies. But you know, what do I do when the rest of the year is not, you know, Kids Day? I have to be kind in order to get that extra burger or that extra Starbucks drink. Yes, it has happened to me. Especially when you're like a frequent client from that place and you know the person that, like, I used to go to this place a lot with my my friends at the time, and the waiter, whenever he saw us, it was as if he was waiting for us. Like, he would just take our orders all the time, like take us as clients every single time we arrived. It was so freaking cute. I don't know, I just like having relationships like that and complimenting them, and then you get a friendship, and then you don't get treated like another one that asked for an order. You know, it just becomes much more than that, and someday you might need them, and they're the ones in power. They might not be the chef, but they have some sort of power, and they can help you. They can sneak in some snacks when you need it. And but seriously, it just free food. It's what I'm trying to tell you. No, just kidding. Just say thank you. Be super kind to the staff, because you don't know how much they need it. Their bosses might be some freaking garbage people. So just to be vocal about what you love that someone does for you, that means that they will treat every single person that way too, and they would have a good experience in the, I don't know, the shopping mall or whatever thing they work in. Like, and their job is to handle and interact with people. So imagine if they are having a bad day. No one will make them change their minds. No one will make their work worth it, except for you. So if you're gonna take photographs or keep memories from a trip, please make them spontaneous. I don't know, there's so much beauty to it. I mean, it's not like if you tell me to pose and tell me to smile, I'm gonna be fake. Like, no, I'm pretty sure this is flesh, not plastic. Like, it's still me. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you let yourself loose. You can capture new things other than just the smile by default. You can, like, the risk of taking that picture, the timing. There could be a perfect timing because it's not timed. No, seriously. What else? What other beauty? Like, you can capture it. It's because you're capturing. It's like capturing a little beast. Like, yeah, I'm a little beast. I'm a little fluffy beast. Not right now because my hair is not at its curly lion mane as it used to be. But most certainly you can find so much like reactions, different faces that you didn't know someone could make until you take that one picture. You can find emotions, especially when you take spontaneous pictures of 2 people or 3 people or people interacting in general. When they're not self-conscious, when they're not putting on, I don't know, as I said, like, they're still flesh and blood, but sometimes, you know, people can be a little fake on camera, so like, it's not even like on purpose. It just happens. You just try to make an impression and it doesn't come out as you. So yeah, this list I made for myself, obviously pre-quarantine. I guess that nowadays not many people would hesitate to go outside, but if that's the case and you're still a stubborn little goat, then this one's for you. uh, especially when you're going outside, not for the fun of it, but because you have a chore to do. Accept those errands outside, accept those things that your mom asks you to do, even when you're tired, even when you're sleepy. Like, you don't know how many new things you can see, even when you think that, oh yeah, it's the same road, it's the same way back home, it's the same dog from the neighborhood, it's blah 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 blah, like I've already seen it a million times. No, you don't know. Like, if you really observe, if you really pay attention, you would find something. No, you would not find something, you would just notice, because you don't notice things, you just look at it, like in the big picture, but you don't look at the tiny little details, like you don't notice it, you don't appreciate it. And it's like, if you accept those errands outside, something else, something extra could happen, something good could happen. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Like, heck, you can go to the grocery store and see a cute boy. You don't know, and exchange glances, perhaps. And then it could be like a tragic romantic story because you'll never see it again, especially when you reject those errands outside and you stay at home all the time. So that's only for the lucky ones who accept all the all the bad things so they get rewarded with good things. No, but seriously, like, leaving all jokes aside, like, even when you don't feel like going out, even when you don't feel like, just help out. You're helping out someone. You're not getting scolded or punished. That's a win by then. You're going outside. You're gonna be alone, probably. And if you're not, then yeah, just stay at home. You know, it's like, I think it's the same satisfaction from watching lava lamps go up and down and turn into bubbles and then turn even smaller and bigger and turn for, like, these ones mostly are green and yellow and blue even sometimes, and white, of course. I think it has to do something with the light, I don't know. But whatever trick it is, whatever mindfuckery it is, like, I just love it. Sometimes you need to see the good things in repetition and in mundane stuff that happens every single day. The lack of variety makes for stronger connections to those items or those activities, if you let it. Otherwise, you'll just, overlook it. For example, I was just remembering, because today I had some jelly. Jam? Yeah, jelly, jam. I had some of that, and it reminded me of this hotel that we booked in Disney, in Orlando. And I was, yeah, this is quite petty, I don't care, I'm gonna say it. Like, I'm a foodie, I'm a variety girl, especially when it comes to food. And I was like, hey, this hotel serves a buffet every single day, and they serve the same freaking thing. Like, what? Is this what I'm paying for? I thought it was like a hotel buffet, like quality, But then I was like, hey, it just reminded me of sitting down with my family, eating sausages with jelly. Yeah, I do that. I don't care. It's not gross. You remember that jellyfish jam episode in SpongeBob? Like, I just loved the idea of the hamburger. Like, even when I go to McDonald's, like, I eat strawberry jelly with the Italian sausage thing, English muffin that they give you. It's delicious. Oh my god, you need to try it. But yeah, the thing is that it made those memories way stronger. Like, they just boop, they appeared in my brain, like, projected in seconds because of the jelly. Like, had it been different foods all the time, then I wouldn't have like a solid association of an item with a memory. So sometimes doing the same thing, eating the same thing, it can be really nice in the future to look back on. So yeah, that's it. That's another way of seeing, like, don't get bored of things. Just see it like a tradition. That's the real meaning of romanticizing things, that even when they're not that big of a deal, like, you turn them into one. I think we should turn a lot of stuff into a big deal. Just not drama like. Sometimes you just need to stop clapping at the random expertise that someone calls up to the stage just because everyone else is clapping. Like, putting people on a pedestal actually just takes away from you, from your own self-esteem, especially when you're going to an audition for something, or when you have to make a proposal, or there's something important, some event coming up in which the final outcome depends on people like judges or, you know, people in positions like such, and they already have enough power. You don't need to give them more praise. Like, who you need to focus on is you, and realize that those people are exactly you and me. They just have more years and different experiences that you might get in the future, but you definitely won't if you just think that they are the chosen ones and they're the goddesses that know absolutely everything. No, they're not. That's what I try to. It may appear cocky, I don't care, but it's just because you're harming yourself by putting all that love into them. No, you need to give yourself the self-love. I mean, you're the one that is going to be judged, that is going, quite literally, that is going to be measured and everything. So if you don't believe it, why would they believe it? It sounds super cliche, but it's not. What I'm telling you is that you need to put the people that are here in here, and you here. Yeah, it's not a lie. No, actually, no. I need to, I need them to put them on the same level, because quite literally that's what it is. Adults are just, grown people in size, but it's the same heart, the same traumas, the same wounds, the same mind, the same thoughts. They're even more stubborn, so they're just essentially plus size children. That's about it. But and then they need to parent another kid when they are kids themselves. Like, that's why so many children have to parent their own mothers or their own fathers, because all of us, like, our beliefs they just get stronger, they just get more inside ourselves. Like, growing in age doesn't mean, I'm just rambling right now, but you're getting what I'm trying to say, is that they're not that big a deal. So just put them in here for a second, and once you're done with the audition, you can clap on everyone if you want. But that silliness, like, come on, sometimes people who get invited to shows that you watch and everyone's like, woo, and all the crowd is like making noise, and it's like, what, you just believe it. You don't even know who these people are, but you just clap anyway, because it's like, they must have all the knowledge, they must have superpowers, they must, like, nah, There were just debate simulations that we used to have. They were competitions. You would get prizes and everything. But the people who organized these simulations were quite literally people just like you and me. They were students. So students would get intimidated because they thought that the chairs, that's what they call them, the ones that moderate the debate, and they have like a hammer. Just because they have the hammer and they sit over there, like, dude, they are actual human beings. Like, they fuck up all the time, and they haven't even graduated, and you're thinking that they are the ultimate decision. I mean, yeah, ultimate decision to determine whether you're gonna win or lose, but that doesn't make them anything. Literally, that doesn't make them anything. And people were just so, especially the smaller ones, like the first ones to, the younger ones, the new people who got into the debate club, all of them would get so scared, and it's like, you're just like you and me. That's the mindset that I've always carried. And it doesn't mean that you think you're much better than them, it just means that, you just put them down. Like, so many people already, kissing their ass, like, you don't have to do it as well. But, yeah, it's just gonna make your performance go even better than you would have expected. So, it just releases the pressure, it just releases the nervousness, because it's like, okay, if she tells me that I can't get in the competition, it doesn't mean that, like, she's not the only person, and that's not the only competition. Like, there are so many other opportunities. Like, who the heck are they? If they let you in, great. If they don't, okay, I guess. You didn't see it, but that doesn't mean that you're the master of... Even if you were, trust me. They're just, like, everyday, regular people. So, yeah. Uh, don't worry. I know the lighting is absolute shit, but I don't care. Look at that background. It looks freaking beautiful, and like my face will always look beautiful no matter the angle, no matter the lighting. Okay, so just roll with. Choop 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 choop. Just roll with it. Yeah, yeah. But as I was saying. Actually, I could have just rolled the video like digitally in an editing thing transition. Why do I make myself have the hard way of things all the time? Whatever. What else was I saying? Yeah, I got it. No, I just lost it. Oh my god, it was right here. It was right here. It was right here. I don't quite recall it. But I'll remember soon. Just give me a minute, okay? Give me a minute. 1 minute. No, this is not gonna work. I have to go read, okay? Like, I'm so sorry. I know I failed my my speech, my presentation. If I was in a group work, then all my team would want to murder me. The teacher would expel me. Yeah, I already know the next, I don't know, thing that I'm going to tell you may sound extremely inconvenient, but that's the convenience of it, I guess. Maybe? Who knows? You have to try it out. You have to test it to see if it works. It would be, you know what they do in comedy movies that, like, for example, they're in a place or in a situation that is very serious, and they make like a joke, or they act in an inappropriate manner, and then, you know, you just laugh about it. Why do we laugh about it? Because we know it's fake? Are you sure? Have you tried it in real life? Perhaps not something so serious as a funeral, because maybe, you know, it will get you to, you know, people to hate on you, but in other less serious situations, like just out of the blue, just try to apply those techniques, or they're not strategies. I mean, just be random. Just say whatever thing, you know, whatever unpopular opinion, what you had for food today. Just walk up to someone and say something that, you know, act in a way that people are not expecting. 'Cause, I mean, either way, it's like the song from Cigarettes After Sex, like, it's affection always, even if it's not what you need. My attention's on you, even if it's not what, whatever, you got the point. So basically, yeah, you get attention. That's if you're an attention whore. So otherwise, you might get a friend. You might click with this person, like, for real, like, you were so, like, that was so uncalled for, whatever action that you do, and therefore it grabs people's attention, and at least one or two of them will want to get to know you, because it's like, how dare she do that? Like, how did she do that? Oh my god, like, I wish I had her, I don't know, courage. Maybe they look up to you. They might end up admiring you, who knows? So it just makes you to have perhaps a conversation, a follow-up conversation. They might be interested in you because you're acting in this manner that mostly, you know, people don't usually do, or the average person would never think of encountering someone that does the thing that you did. So maybe you should do that, you know, like an icebreaker, instead of trying to, you know, torturing yourself, trying to find conversation starters with people. Yeah. What other thing could it be? Ah, yeah, got it. So I guess if you're into like productivity, or you have insecurities about your craft or whatever thing, what you can do to speed up the process, like the creativity and inspiration, is to, perhaps if you're writing a book, if you need to paint something, I don't know, whatever thing you have to do, if you can, just dedicate it to someone. Like, when you dedicate it to someone else, you just get excited for their reaction, and you just want to get it done quickly, so that, you know, you can deliver that thing. So the process becomes more enjoyable. It becomes something further than, you know, just you. You take away the pressure, and you just put on, well, yeah, you put more pressure and then you take away the bad kind of pressure, but you put in the good kind of pressure, because like you're looking forward to something. So it's not just for you, it's not just for a judge, it's not just for a competition or a deadline, it's now for someone that you love. And when you do things with love, they just taste better, not only in food, I mean in everything that you do. So and another one that is sort of the same thing and about this would be to gift away whatever result comes out of it, because then you don't keep it to yourself. I mean, I don't have that issue, but if you have that issue, like, I'm just putting it out there for you. Like, if you create something and you just like seeing it, I don't know, you're perhaps a perfectionist, who knows, I will never get perfectionist, but if you are, one way that you can, you know, perhaps take away the loathing against your own art is to take it out of your, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Like Nicole Raffi said, you can just gift it, like physically, to someone else. You can, and if it's digital, then you can just delete it and send it to someone else for that person to keep it as a present or something, as sort of like dedicating, but it's not just dedicating, because like when you dedicate a chapter to someone, you're expecting them to, you know, you're showing it to them, you're sharing it, you're doing it because of them, with them in mind. But when you gift the results, the final results of something you did, a craft you made, like, you don't have it anymore, so you can't torture yourself about how it ended up, or about any outcomes or anything, so it just, you know, you take away that, because like, it may not affect your productivity of the moment, because you already got that thing done, which is what you're gonna gift away. But what I'm trying to say is that if you don't, it just makes you doubt yourself, it just makes you hate on what you did, and it just lowers the chances that you'll want to do it again, or it just slows the process, the art, the artistic procedures that you have to do in order to make something new. Like, in the long term, like, that's how it affects, I guess, if you just keep it to yourself. You just keep it there. I don't know, some people just freaking hate it, so if you're one of those people, then just get rid of it in the best way possible, in a positive way, with a positive ending, like a happy ending for everyone. Whenever I find that I dislike someone, I turn it into like a self-discovery journey. It's like so interesting and so cool, and at the same time so freaking annoying, because the person really annoys me, but it's, I mean, it almost never happens, so that's why, like, it's super rare that I will dislike someone just because. So that's why I start making questions to myself, like, why, what emotions do I get from this person, what assumptions do I have? And I literally go and tell them, hey, like, I try to meet with them and to see how they truly behave, and compare that to the kind of reaction that I was expecting from them, and then actually telling them, hey, I used to think you were a bitch, and they're like, yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest, but like, oh, I was so wrong, like, you're so cool, and they're like, oh, and yeah, because like, they don't expect people to tell them that kind of stuff. They expect everyone to stay silent, because that's mostly how it goes. Most of the time, you know, if you dislike someone, you just say, yeah, it's their fault. Like, no, it's nobody's fault, like, it's just something within you sometimes, I don't know, like, it's a very good guide to see what you expect from people, what you need versus what you get, what kind of ideas you make in your head, or the way they make you feel, and what it says about your current situation in a certain area. Because like, it's not just about saying, oh yeah, I feel envious about you, or I feel jealous about you. No, okay, yeah, we know that. So what's next? Like, what are you gonna do for yourself to fix that issue? And, you know, if you want, like, don't do it as a favor to them, but do it as a favor to yourself, because then when you fix that thing, like, no one else that resembles her or him, or, you know, the way that they act or the things that they do and say, when you fix that thing on your own, nobody, absolutely nobody, like, you will have taken an enemy out of your life, not because of that one person, but because of every other person that is exactly like that person that you will most likely meet eventually in your life. So yeah, like, I like to ask myself, and another thing that I do in order not to judge people is that if I say, oh my god, if I just think to myself, I never say it out loud obviously, but it's like, if I don't agree with some decisions that they've made, I just put myself in their situation. I don't mean like imagining and having empathy. No. Like, if I can, I'll put myself in their situation quite literally. That's sort of like cleared out a lot of like misogynistic kind of like concepts that I used to have. Like, I found myself both mentally, and then eventually, if it happened to me as well, like, I would be like, oh, so that's why she did this, and that, and like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. And not just on that part, not just for girls, not just for misogyny, I mean in everything, anything that you are afraid of doing, anything that you would never see yourself doing, do it. And then you can't say anything about nobody that does that, because you did it yourself. What, are you going to say that you are, I don't know, insert whatever insult or misconception or misunderstanding? Like, there won't be any misunderstandings anymore because it's already clear, because you did it first. I mean, you did it already, so you can't say anything about the activity, nor the people that practice the activity, because you were in that too. It doesn't mean that you agree to it, but it means that, hey, you were stuck in that phase of your life as well, so you can understand way better. Like, you have that experience, so you will not talk shit about yourself, obviously. People only talk shit about other people. And I mean, I don't talk shit about anyone, like, I just think it. So, it's a practice of self-care, because it just makes you grow as a person. Not because you're gonna be a good person, but because quite literally you're dealing with different situations. You're doing things that you limited yourself not to do for a random reason that wasn't even on your control, most likely. That was just due to some, I don't know, cultural, societal, family, whatever thing of your upbringing that you thought was a bad thing to do, but actually it has nothing evil in it, and no one gets harmed. I mean, you make your own conclusions. The point is that since you already did it, you have a little piece of everyone, so like, what, you're gonna hate yourself now? So yeah, I hope that you put this into practice more often, and that it helps you out in some way or another.